just going to be annoying if I have my water going.
No, not at all.
Put this guy.
And this stuff can all be moved too. Like it's not serious.
It's not good, but it's like a little, what do you call it? Like an ice pack.
Yeah, that's really cool. I've never seen that before, actually.
And if you want to read these, I want to make sure that there's no like.
Yeah, I don't want it to kill me.
I'd rather not.
Yeah.
You go into like anaphylactic shock or something.
Well, if I do, we know what happened.
Or no, I guess.
This is really cool.
Yeah, so it's a fully female brand. Fiona, I should know her last name, but she's a former lawyer, and her sister-in-law started this company. And they actually work with like indie racers and like F1 and stuff. Like cool. They've been partnering with them. And it's
really cool.
It's really good.
Really freaking cool.
So I do like very minimal.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Your Morning Drive. I am Logan, of course. Thank you for tuning in. Let's go ahead and get it rolling today. We are recording today's episode from the new home of Your Morning Drive, which is 216 Co-working, located in downtown Cartersville. 216 offers private offices, team suites, and meeting rooms built for professionals, remote workers, and growing teams with 24/7 access, high-speed internet, and furnished office spaces. It provides a polished, business-ready environment, and it's a strong option for anyone working across Metro Atlanta and beyond. Whether you need a dedicated office or flexible workspace near the interstate, 216 has you covered. So learn more, go to their website, book a tour with them, and join us at 216. Before we dive in, make sure that you hit subscribe or follow on whatever platform you're on, whether it's Apple or Spotify, YouTube, or any of the others, Amazon, iHeartRadio, or one of those weird third-party ones that you hear about here and there. If you're on one of those, hit subscribe so that new episodes come to you every week. We're putting out absolute heaters, y'all, so we don't want you to miss any of them. Of course, go to social media and follow along for more information. And lastly, Your Morning Drive would not be possible if it were not for your support. I love sitting down with everybody that I get to talk to every week to hear their story, and that would not be possible if it weren't for those who support the show. If you enjoy what I do here and you're a listener or a business or something in between and you want to get involved, you can support me and the show directly through a service called Buy Me a Coffee. And you can just donate what you'd like, and it all goes towards making Your Morning Drive bigger and better. And the link is in the description for that. My guest today, guys, is an ex-corporate turned non-alcoholic beverage advocate who's rebranding what it means to go out and have a drink. She's the co-founder of the Nosedive the podcast, and spends her time building experiences, content, and conversations that make alcohol-free living feel less boring and more normal. Please welcome my new friend, Renée Adams.
Hey, guys.
Howdy.
How's it going?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing really good. Thank you so much for having me on this morning drive.
Yes, I'm so happy to have you. This is so fun for several different reasons. Number one, guys, if you hear the sniffling and you hear the weirdness in my voice, it's because I am convinced I am allergic to my cologne.
Dun, dun, dun.
I've sprayed it on myself 2 days in a row now, and I've sprayed it on myself since Christmas, so pause on that. But then just the last 2 days, like, allergies have been kicking my ass. I don't know if it's the pollen. Well, I mean, everyone gets hit by the pollen.
Cologne-pollen combo.
Yeah, it's really kicking my butt, and I'm not thriving. But if you hear the voice and it sounds weird and the sniffling, don't be alarmed. It's just my cologne that's kicking my ass. But otherwise, I'm fantastic. Thanks for joining me today, dude.
Yeah, I'm so stoked to be here. I mean, it's just your studio setup is amazing. Doing it in person is just a totally different vibe. Welcoming me to this community, I just went through a pretty intense move, like picking up my entire life and moving back towards this way. So I'm just happy to have a friend.
And you were, and thank you for the kind words. I'm super excited that we get to have this space here. It's a really cool opportunity, and who knows? We'll see where it goes from here.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were in Savannah, right?
Yeah, I was living in Savannah for 13 years.
Wow.
So my husband was in the military originally, which is what kind of brought us down there. He got out of the military. We loved Savannah so much, decided to stay. But he just recently got a good opportunity in Atlanta. So we're both originally from North Georgia. So we're familiar with, the different areas up this way. But yeah, moved over to Woodstock. So kind
Is
of just picked up our whole life and put it all in the freaking pods and moved up here. So it's been crazy couple weeks.
and it happened really quickly too.
Oh my God. When I tell you, like, the timeline of this shit was insane. Okay, we put our house up on the market in Savannah. The next day we had one showing, boom, had an offer, and that was it. We
Really?
had one showing and that was it. Like, under
Oh,
contract. That
fantastic.
was it. We didn't have to have, like, a bunch of showings and people coming through the house, which I was just, like, super thankful for. And then, yeah, like, shit just kept rolling, and, maybe a week or so later, my husband was up here, already started his job, so he was going in between Savannah and Atlanta.
Wow.
Had a realtor up here who was absolutely amazing. Hit me up if you need a Woodstock area East Cobb realtor, because Joe was absolutely incredible. Helped us find a home in Woodstock, and so we closed on our house in Savannah like Wednesday, and 2 days later closed on our house here. So
That's
it's
crazy.
insane, and I don't know if I would have it any other way, honestly, because yeah, I mean, the quicker you can get that shit done, the better, I would
Yeah.
say. But yeah, pretty insane timeline.
Yeah, that is absolutely wild.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a wild story, just like when we bought our first home here in town, like, we weren't looking for a new build, we just stumbled upon a townhome that was brand new,
Yeah,
and everyone's always like, "Man, you guys got the good way out." Like, usually, like, the home buying process is an absolute nightmare, and there's
right.
ups and downs. I was like, "Oh, I just went in and they didn't even have the neighborhood finished yet," and they were just like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "Well," and I got to pick everything, or
Yeah.
we got to pick everything. Well, she got to
She
pick
gets
everything, and I just nodded
That's right.
my head,
That's right.
when it came to, like, "Do you like this or this?" And I'd be like, "Oh, that one." She'd be like, "No, I don't like that one." I was like, "Right, right." But anyway, yeah, it was a similar experience. People are like, "Man, you got lucky," and that's the first time I've ever heard of, like, something like that being so smooth.
Bro, it was insane for sure. But like I said, we just had, like, really great realtors. The buyer of our place in Savannah was just, like, so wholesome. I'm like, "Yeah, you're gonna get along with all of our neighbors," which was really cool. They're starting their family. The sellers of this home were also really cool. So it was just like, wow, thank you, universe, for making this shit happen the way that it did. I mean, it's
Yeah,
still stressful, don't get me wrong. Like, anxiety. We have 2 cats that don't travel well, so it's like
yeah.
we gotta drug them and put them in the car and all the shit in between. But yeah, just grateful to finally get kinda settled in. So,
Yeah, that's really, really cool.
yeah.
Sad to leave Savannah?
Yes, my heart will always be in Savannah, I think, I mean, I spent, like, such a majority of my early 20s and early 30s there, and it just definitely have a lot of memories. We have friends that are still there, so yeah, I mean, my heart will always be there.
Okay, pause real quick. You said early 30s?
Well, so I'm 34.
Okay.
So, like,
Wow, I'm surprised.
yeah, like, yeah, right? That makes sense. Early 30s?
Yeah. I'm just
Would you
shocked that
say
you're in
30?
your early 30 or
Yeah.
you're I would
In
have
my
thought you were, like,
mid-30s?
30 on the dot.
Okay, well,
Like,
cool, thanks.
yeah, like,
Drink your water, ladies.
yes, for real, for real.
No, thanks.
Meanwhile, like, a few years ago, it was my birthday, and my neighbor was, like, getting out of his truck at the same time I was, and he was like, "Happy birthday, I saw it on Facebook," and I was like, "Thanks, man."
Yeah.
He was like, "How old are you today?" And I was like, "Guess." He was
Oh,
like,
no.
37? And I was like, "Bro, I'm turning 29." He was like, "It's the hairline," and I
Oh,
was like, "I know, man, I
oh,
know."
no. Didn't you
I
just have a birthday?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank
Belated.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I won't ask
Yeah.
you how old you are, but
30.
oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. All right,
I've
right
I've
on.
joined the club now. I'm a
Right
real adult.
on. You're in the 30s.
I'm a real adult now.
Best decade.
Yeah,
I
that's what I've
think.
heard.
Yeah. I mean, so far so good. I'm hitting that mid-30 mark, so yeah, I mean, I'm feeling really good.
Your 20s are so odd.
20s are so weird. Like, when I look back in my 20s, I feel like you feel like you are such an adult and you're doing, like, adult things, and I look back now, I'm like, "Oh, honey.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
bless your heart," type of
Yeah.
situation, and, like, my husband and I, like, I got married at 22, which was like, bro, like, I just didn't see myself, getting married that young, but, like, when you know, but yeah, just looking back, I'm like, "Whoa," I, definitely grew up a lot, I
Yeah.
would say. Yeah.
So much changes in your 20s too. I mean, you go from like if you go to college, you go from college to starting your life to probably meeting somebody to probably getting married, maybe a breakup or two in between, maybe a kid before 30, but like so much happens in those 10 years
Yeah.
that's why I've heard a lot of people say like 30s are the best years because you're actually like settled into what you're doing
Yeah.
and then you get to just live.
Well, I also think, like, you give less fucks too, like, when you're in your 30s. I think a lot of my 20s was a lot of people pleasing, a lot of, others' expectations dictating sorta how I lived my life. So, yeah, I feel like even through, like, this process of removing alcohol kinda, like, from my life or just reducing it, because 'cause I'm not totally alcohol free. I feel like I really started to understand, like, who I am. I feel like it's like a full circle thing. Like when you're a kid and you really just don't care. Like,
Yeah.
you're doing the things that you love to do and you're not really worrying about what other people think. It's kind of like that full circle moment in your 30s, in my opinion. Cause like, go through your 20s and all of the outside noise. And then as you start to kind of grow more into yourself, you're like, yeah, that's who I am, not like the expectations of other people. So
Yeah, that's a good point. Your 20s are you use the word noise. The 20s are noise.
yeah,
It's
it's
just a lot
noisy.
of noise.
Yeah, yeah,
And then when you get to I mean, I've only been 30 for like a week and a half. I mean, as we're recording this, but
yeah.
um like even this morning I had a conversation with someone I feel and it's cheesy because I've been 30 for a week, but like there was a point where I feel like this person said something and I would have just like bent the knee and like people
Mhm.
pleased, but like today I was like, "No, I'm not doing that."
It's the magic of the 30th
I
birthday.
guess, like, now all
You're
of a
like,
sudden I
"Hell
don't give a
no."
shit,
Yeah,
and it's
I mean,
like,
there's something to it.
being able to say no to things is, like, really hard for me,
Yeah,
but, like, even just, like, in the last, like, even 2 or 3 weeks, I've just been like, "Nah,
yeah.
nah, I'm
No
good."
is no is a sentence. No is, like, super, super powerful, I think more than people realize, and, you're not hurting other people if you're like, I don't really wanna do that."
Yeah,
Yeah,
which is crazy because, like, I felt like because I was such a people pleaser and my wife, like, isn't I mean, she's a people pleaser to an extent, but she's very, like I matter, like,
yeah.
her talking about herself, like,
Right, right,
I
right.
need to prioritize me,
Yeah,
whereas, like, I was people pleasing to the point that it was, like, kinda gross, like, very unhealthy, um, and, like, I always would judge my friends that were, like, in my mind, selfish, but, like,
right.
looking back, like, I feel like a lot of them were just prioritizing themselves,
Yeah.
and I can't hate them for that. I mean, I felt what I felt in that moment, and I'm not gonna change that, but I was just like, "Huh." They were kinda just doing what was best for them,
They're onto something there.
and
Yeah.
I should have adopted that mindset a long time ago because, like, I'll just do, like, anything for anybody.
Yeah, but I also think that's, like, a testament to probably just that you care, like, you care for other people, but yeah, when it starts to sort of inflict on your own kind of values or deprioritizing yourself to prioritize other people, and, like, your values get mixed up, that's kinda where you gotta take a pause and be like, "Wait a second, is this something that I really wanna do?" And yeah, to your point, I think having a holistic perspective on everything actually sets you up for just, I don't know, living a better life because you can see it from both sides now, to where maybe some people are stuck in that other perspective forever,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and that's sad.
I mean, trust me, like, there's definitely gonna be times, and it's not like it's something you completely turn off. I mean, there's gonna be I mean, this afternoon, I'm doing something for somebody that I easily could have just been like, "Nah,"
Right.
but, like so it's not completely gonna go away, it's just
Yeah.
kinda being more mindful of, like, what you're doing and, like, what you're using your time on, because time is also just so valuable.
Time is the most valuable asset, I think, that is so underrated. Like, I can't tell you enough how much I value my time and other people's time too. Maybe even more than money. Like, time is just I don't know. It's something that you can never get back. So,
Yeah, well, I'm glad you said that because, like, ever since high school, I feel like I've been saying, like, I'd rather have just unlimited time
mm,
than, like, unlimited money,
yeah,
because unlimited time could get me unlimited money,
there
but
you go.
also, like, once you have unlimited money, there's only so many things you can buy
For sure.
or, like,
Invest
donate
in or
to or
whatever.
invest
Yeah.
in, like,
Yeah.
it gets to a point where it's like, "Okay, like, now what?" But with unlimited time, dude, like, I would like, there's been companies that I've worked at that have been like, "Oh, well, if you work extra, you can, get the overtime or whatever," but the alternative option would be like, "Oh, if you work 4 hours on Saturday, you could just have 4 hours off during the week." I
Mm,
take the 4 hours off during the week every time
yep.
because I just want the extra time
Totally. Yep.
versus the couple $100 more, like,
That is like, that $100 is worth that extra, like, 4 hours.
oh,
So
for
it's
sure.
like, yeah, take the time over the $100 for sure.
So before we kinda talk about, like, everything that you're doing
Yeah.
and, like, kinda this non-alcoholic lifestyle, I wanna get one thing out of the way so that, like, everything from here on out is non-alcoholic, and that's one of our sponsors for the podcast is
Yeah.
a canned cocktail company, Renee.
Oh, cool. That's
They're a
cool.
local company that were founded in Marietta. They're called Good Days Canned Cocktails. I happen to have an empty one right there.
Oh.
Good Days are a classic cocktail brand created in a convenient, ready to drink format to meet the need for a quality premixed cocktail on any occasion. They have several flavors. That particular one is the whiskey sour, the heater. They also have a gin gimlet, a vodka cranberry, and a vodka soda flavor. So classic cocktails that you would panic order at a bar if you didn't know what you wanted. Um, but they've supported us for years, so we love to shout them out on all of our episodes and all the things. So if you want to try Good Days and you're in Georgia or Florida, go to their website, drinkgooddays.com, and you can type in your zip code and find where it is sold near you. Thank you to Good Days for supporting the podcast. And of course, here comes the fine print, folks. You must be 21 years or older to consume. With that being said, before we go into like your life, like
Yeah.
cheers. Can you
Cheers.
say dilly dilly
Hey.
when you're not drinking actual alcohol?
Hell yeah.
Dilly dilly.
Dilly dilly.
Oh, yum.
You like it?
I do.
Yeah. Like, real honest answer?
Yeah, honest answer.
Yeah.
If I didn't like it, you would have been able to tell by my
Yeah.
face.
Like,
I
instant,
would have
like
been I wear my heart on my sleeve, so if something I don't like is happening, I'm like, "Mm."
Okay, cool. I'm happy to hear that.
You know
Yeah.
what I don't like is the fact that I've realized, and people laugh because they've heard this on 2 episodes in a row now, but I don't love that this mic stand is slowly but surely drooping, and I keep adjusting it.
Oh,
So that
no.
just means I'm gonna have to buy another damn mic stand.
Uh-oh.
But whatever,
Yeah.
that's the
Whatever.
cost of doing business,
Yeah,
I
that's right.
suppose.
That's right.
So I'll just continue to, like,
Maybe,
adjust it every, like, 10 minutes.
maybe Good Days can sponsor a new mic and
That
have
would be
Good Days on it
sick.
or something.
That would
That'd be
be
kinda
sick.
cool. Yeah.
Would not hate that, Good Days. Um, but yeah, before we talk about what you're doing, let's kinda rewind.
Yeah.
I know you said you lived in Savannah for 12, 13-ish years.
Mhm.
Originally from North Georgia. Where? And, like, parents, siblings, were you cool in high school? Like, give me kind of the upbringing and origin story of Renee.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So grew up, went to North Forsyth High School. So the Forsyth, coming area. Um, Both my parents are still in the area. My brother, I've got one sibling. I'm the younger sister. So probably annoyed the shit out of him growing up. Yeah, so I have family up here. All of our like high school friends are still up in this area. We've kept really close knit with all the same people from high school, like that friend group, which has been really cool. Some of them actually moved down to Savannah at one point and then moved back up this area. So now we're kind of all back up in the area, which is
That's cool.
really, really fun. And I'm excited for that to be able to see them. Yeah. So what else in high school? I don't know, stereotypical kind of growing up
going to high school, getting into a little bit of trouble, played sports, played lacrosse all through middle school, high school, played Division I lacrosse in college, kind of did the whole went to college, got the corporate job, then moved to Savannah. And was always into like health, wellness, fitness. That was always like a really big part of my upbringing. My both my parents worked full time, super competitive. It was a very competitive household. A lot of pressure to kind of perform, do well in school, do well in sports. And that just carried over into, I don't know, just how I am as a person, I think. And then through all of that, like I think it really like the alcohol piece, you know, my my family are big drinkers. Maybe not so much my mom, but pretty big drinkers. And I think just like the sports culture, I think in general is kind of like pretty big drinkers.
Mhm.
And I do want to say too that like I don't demonize alcohol. Like to each their own. But for me, it started to become something where I was like using it to cope, like
Mm.
to numb out, to not feel the feelings. And yeah, through that process of like, um, what really actually changed my mind about everything was so I used to, and still do, but power lift and I wanted to really hone in on my nutrition because I was like, "All right, let's fucking lock in. You're gonna do this competition, like, let's really take this seriously." And that's when I had to, like, track macros and all of that. And when I started to track everything, I was seeing how many calories I was consuming with the alcohol, and I was noticing I was, like, moving food around so that I could have the glass of wine, and I
Mm.
was like, that's probably not good.
Yeah,
Like,
probably not.
that's probably not the best, like, habit to have, and I had a lot of those weeks where I'm like, "All right." I get up in the morning, I'm like, "All right, today is the day I am not gonna have a glass of wine, like, no big deal. I'm not gonna have a glass of wine." 5 o'clock rolls around, I'm like, "Oh." You talk yourself into it. "Oh, I deserve it. I had a long day." All the things we tell ourselves, and yeah, I was just like, shit, this probably isn't the best. And simultaneously, my really good friend, Mara Demaro, she was starting as a sober curious coach and starting her kind of like beta program. And I was like, what the fuck is sober curiosity? I was like, I've never heard that before, only heard of AA. I was like, AA is not for me. I don't feel like I have like that type of problem or dependency. And it just felt very sterile. And so she was like, sober curiosity. It's just being curious about your relationship with alcohol. And it's as simple as that. And so went through her program, simultaneously going through kind of like the nutrition thing and it really just opened my eyes that it doesn't have to be all or nothing when it comes to alcohol. Like when I started reducing, I was like, holy shit. They call it the pink cloud, which is like everything is just heightened, like all your emotions, all of your feelings. When you're outside, you see the trees, it's like extra green. It's just like almost euphoric in a way. And I'm like, I feel so fucking good. I'm gonna do this for as long as I can. And after the first year, I wasn't totally alcohol free. I didn't do like a full year or anything. I was just reducing. By the second year, I think I reduced my alcohol by like 90% or something like that. And I just started feeling better, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing that," and now I wanna tell everybody about it. And that was kind of a segue into finding non-alc beverages and, like, my passion for that and telling people about it.
Yeah, that's
Long-winded answer, like, my
yeah,
whole how do
tons of
you
stuff to unpack there, but,
Yeah.
so you were/ are a power lifter.
Yeah, I love lifting heavy shit. I think more women need to do it. I know it can be a little maybe intimidating to get in there and, go to the dumbbell rack or go to the rack that has the barbells, but it is one of the most empowering things that I have found just like being again in like the sports wellness space. And yeah, it's where I find my peace of mind, like where all the noise really just quiets. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. And so you still power lift.
Still
Still
power
lift heavy
lift.
shit.
Yeah, still lift heavy shit.
That's
Yeah,
really
I
cool.
don't compete. I only did one competition, which was very different because I've always been in team sports. So this is like individual. You know, you're up on a platform and you are literally waiting for 3 white lights to tell you that whether or not you miss the lift. So it's a little more nerve-wracking because it's like spotlight
Yeah.
is on you. Like if you fuck
Yeah.
up, everybody knows right then and there. So
How did you get into powerlifting?
so I was a CrossFitter, of course. I feel like that's a lot of people's or like powerlifter stories is they start in CrossFit, they fall in love with the barbell, and then I don't know, the joints just don't move as well after like do the Olympic lifting and yeah, the big three, you know, the back squat, deadlift, bench press, and those are the three things that I really like. So just kind of a segue into powerlifting.
And then the team sports thing, what did you play?
Lacrosse. Yeah. I played ice hockey for a little bit. Did Irish dancing at one point too, which is not, I guess you could call that sort of a team. I don't know, maybe not.
Irish dancing.
Irish dancing.
What?
Like river dance
Okay.
shit.
Interesting.
I don't even know like how I have no idea how I got into it. It's probably because I loved river dance and I was like, I want to Irish dance. And then I did that when I was in elementary school for a
Yeah.
little while. Played ice hockey because I'm a big ice hockey family. And then found I was better on my feet. So transitioned over to lacrosse.
Better on your feet.
Yeah. Better on feet than I am on skates. So
Well, you and me both because I cannot skate.
yeah.
I can't.
Can't or won't.
Both. I can't. Every time I've gone, it's been like holding onto the side the whole time.
Yeah.
And just like terrified.
You gotta get like so you have hockey skates when you go, or do you get like the blue fucking pig toe skates whenever you like go do public skate or whatever?
Yes.
Okay. I would
That
say
one.
like I think you can rent hockey skates. So I would say rent hockey skates if you go do like public skate, and people might look at you funny, but what the fuck ever. Get a little like chair and like skate in the chair so you get away from the boards, and it'll help you kind
Huh.
of do that muscle memory of learning how to skate.
I'll definitely do that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that.
No, I didn't think you would.
I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna try it.
Nah. Over.
But so okay, so fun things. So athletic, done.
Yeah.
Did we touch cool in high school? Popular?
I mean, I
I
don't
hate
know,
that word,
man.
popular.
Yeah.
Like, were you
I
invited to
had
the
friends.
parties?
I was invited to the parties.
Okay.
Yeah. I definitely had like I feel like I was one of those people that had friends but had different groups of friends. I wasn't like locked into just one group. You know, I had a lot of really like the popular like cheerleader friends, and then I had like the group of friends who were a little misfitty
Yeah.
and like loved heavy music and stuff. And then I was also part of like, you know, the jock kind of crew because
Sure.
I played sports.
Because you played
Yeah.
sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Huh.
yeah.
Interesting.
Well rounded, I guess.
Sure.
If you can say
Versatile.
that. Versatile. Yeah. I like that.
Interesting. Very
Mhm.
fun. Very fun. And then so okay, went to school, got the degree, did the whole thing that you're supposed to do.
Right.
Very
Checklist.
similar checklist
Yeah.
life for a while there. You got to go to school; it's your only option, kind of
Right.
thing.
Yep.
And if you fail out of school, you're a loser.
Pretty much.
That kind of mindset. Never was said, but
Yeah,
could
it's
read
like the
between the lines.
yeah, the
The
expectation
expectation.
that every you know, like middle class family like the expectations for you, like the
Right.
whole checklist of what it meant to be successful as
Were
a
your parents
person.
successful?
Yeah, both my parents were super successful. I would say like my dad was in sales. He's still in sales. He's in his well, maybe I shouldn't say how old he is, but he's like in his 70s now and still running strong in the
Running and
sales
gunning?
game. Oh yeah, he
Damn.
travels like so much. He loves it. And my mom too, like both of them instilled in us very hard, you know, work ethic. Like
Yeah.
a very good work ethic. You know, you get what you put into it. But I think with that comes the other side of like feeling like you can never relax or like if you do relax, you're lazy, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like that's something that probably a lot of people resonate with because you check all those boxes off and then you get there, you get the thing, and you're like, man, why don't I feel fulfilled? Or I don't know, like as happy as my parents said it would be when that success was supposed to hit.
Is that
So
something that haunts you? The constant, like, work, 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 check all the things off, but then the moment that you decide, "Hey, I'm gonna take myself to a movie," you get out of the movie and you're like, "Damn, I should have done that. I could have spent 2 hours working on something."
I mean, sometimes I think that definitely, like, creeps in just with my own, like, foundation of how I operate, but I feel like I am now really learning how to, like, integrate those things to where it's more of, like, just a more, even keel lifestyle, where I'm not go, go, go all the time, where I can tell myself, like, "Hey, you actually deserve this break, so take the break." Like, how hard do you focus on the things that you love to talk about? Put a little bit of that into the self-care and into, like, relaxing and taking a beat.
Yeah.
But it is hard to do, especially when you are, just, like, an advocate and passionate about things, but if you keep pouring in other people's cup, yours is gonna be empty. So,
Yeah.
how can you be 100% if you're always running 100%? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that does make sense, and then,
yeah.
like, doing, like, full-time content stuff, it's a tiring lifestyle. I
It
love it, but it's
is.
tiring.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I think it's more fun now, like, once you kinda get past and for anybody listening who's, like, wanting to get into any kind of content or they're like, "Man, that shit's so cringe," I highly recommend Courtney Johnson. She has, like, helped me get over they call it the cringe mountain, and once you get past that and you just like with sports, it's like the more you practice that and practice that muscle, the easier it becomes, the less you give a shit, and people are like, "Oh, I don't get that," or, "Oh, man, she's cringe." I'm like, I'm talking about stuff that I really, really love,
Yeah.
um, and, like, so what? It goes away in, like, 24 hours. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, yeah, it's up there, but people are so, like, attention spans are so short that, like, eh, whatever, no big deal.
Yeah, it is, that cringe stage, I, like, get out of it, and then, like, I feel like I fall back into it sometimes, because then you meet people and you see people in real life and they hit you with that, like, "Oh, you still doing that podcast thing?" And you're just like they ask it maybe out of curiosity, but it feels like they're just trying to be a dick
Yeah, yeah,
about it,
right.
and you're just like, "Yep, still
That
doing it. Are
energy.
you making money from that?" And it's like, maybe a
Why does
little
that
bit here
matter?
and there, but
Yeah,
also who cares?
right.
Because, I could easily just say, like, some of my friends and they'll laugh if they hear this, but I'll say, like, "Oh, you still doing that golf thing where you go, like, 3 times a week?" And they'll say,
Yeah,
Yeah," and I'll be like, "You making any money from that?
right.
No? Then shut the hell up."
Well, isn't it crazy how, like and it's funny, I was just having this conversation with a really good girlfriend of mine about how we equate, like, happiness and success all to, like, finances.
Yeah,
And it's life and enjoying life and being happy. Those things are sometimes more important. Like, it doesn't always have to be about the money. And listen, I'm not fucking delusional. Like, I get there's the reality of bills
yeah,
and responsibility and things need to get paid. But like, if all you care about is what's in your bank account, like, are you really living a full life?
yeah.
I don't know.
As much as, like I feel like that's a big 20s mindset of, like, money is, like,
Oh
king,
yeah. Oh
but,
yeah.
like, yeah, if your idea of success is, like, how many zeros you have in your bank account is, like that's so, like I don't wanna say dense, but it's, like, that's so, like, closed-minded, I feel
Yeah, there's
like.
so much more. Like, open up your mind a little bit. Broaden your scope of, like, what you think happiness can look like. And I think it's also, like, relieving some of the pressure on yourself. Like, that was a big thing too, like, in my 20s for sure is I worked way, way too much. Like, I said yes to everything. It's that hustle mentality, like, you have to prove yourself. And maybe everybody does have to go through that, but I at this point in my life, I don't really feel like I have to prove myself to anybody. Like, as long as I'm happy doing the best that I can and just like creating this sort of safe space or like community of people and friends, like I'm happy. I'm
Yeah.
happy with that.
Yeah, and like some of those people, and a lot of that has a lot of stuff to do with like the corporate lifestyle too of
Oh,
like, so
totally.
before I mentioned that, like what were you doing in corporate?
Yeah, so I worked first for 7 years as a account manager at a promotional advertising agency. So I wouldn't necessarily say that was like full corporate because it was kind of like a mom and pop sort of situation, but we were doing very like high level sales. And that is where I really like ran myself into the ground. Like
Really?
sales, like I remember going to my supervisor and saying like, "I don't wanna check emails when I'm on vacation."
Uh-huh.
And
Was that the
sh
expectation?
Oh, yeah, totally. You're in sales, you're on all the time.
Yeah.
And so she basically told me, "This this is golden handcuffs. Like, this is what it is. So if that doesn't resonate, like, oh well." And so I ended up leaving. I did personal training for a while. I got certified and did personal training, but also had no foundation in how to start a business at all.
Yeah.
So I freaked the fuck out and then I went back to corporate. So I went and worked for Gulfstream Aerospace in procurement. And that is what I would define as like corporate. Um and yeah, I mean I think that when it comes down to it, and no hate, no shade to Gulfstream, like, I think that I've actually learned a lot of really incredible skills, and met a lot of really great people, like some of my best friends, actually. But when it comes down to it, they don't give a shit about things.
No.
Like, they don't. You're a
No.
number. They continuously ask you, "Oh, what can we do to improve?" And then don't make the improvements.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like I was at a point where I was looking at my life. I'm like, is this and my superiors and how tired they looked, how exhausted they looked, how just like miserable they looked. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that is my future. No.
No.
I'm no, no thanks.
It's
I'm
crazy at
not
one
doing
point,
that.
like I looked at my managers in corporate and I was like, I can't wait to be them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But then like after getting out of corporate, you just realize how much of it is so it's just so
It's a
ill. It's
popularity,
just
it's a popularity contest too. I mean, like, yeah, I could
and even
mm,
even the popularity contest too, like my dad has been in corporate his entire life at the same company his entire life, and he's very successful.
yeah.
And I have a friend who's been at essentially the same company his entire adult life, and he's already proven to be pretty successful. But I've told them both that if tomorrow you get hit by a bus, they will send flowers to your funeral. They'll put out a statement online that says they're so sorry for the loss, but they'll hire someone next week to replace your ass because they don't care.
Yeah.
They just want to find another you,
Yeah.
and they don't care it was you.
And I mean, some people are okay with that, which is, like, fine too. Some people do just wanna go in, get the shit done, leave. They don't really,
Yeah.
not to say they don't care about, like, themselves or the company or
Yeah.
whatever. It's like
They
some
go into
people
work
just
every day
don't.
and they're just like, I just want to get butt fucked
I
today by the
just
company I work for.
I mean, some people are just like, "Yeah, whatever. That's cool."
Yeah.
And that's fine too. But I just like I don't know. I was looking at my life. I'm like, man, I don't want to be fucking 60 and working at this place. Hell no.
No.
So
I don't want to be so old and like retiring and thinking like, look what I did with my life. I worked at this desk for 50 years.
dude. And even like even though we don't have children, like I thought of it that way too, where I'm like, would I want to tell my kids like, oh yeah, I worked at this place for 30 years? That's so boring.
It's
So
so
it's
lame.
so boring. Like, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. It could be a generational thing too. Like, my dad has pretty much been at the same company for, this entire time too. And I think there are definitely ways that you can like be creative and you can find these pockets of joy. But like, yeah, you really gotta work extra hard
What's
to
so-
try to find that. in
What's so
corporate.
funny about that, the corporate thing, like with the popularity contest, I've told my dad and this friend is like, and they don't think it's true. Like the whole
Well,
like
probably
hit by a
because-
bus thing.
Probably because I thought you were saying the popularity contest thing. So I was like,
Well,
probably
that
because
too.
they're in the group. Probably
Well,
because they're in the
Yeah,
circle.
they're in the
So it's
circle.
like-
Both of them are in the circle, and so
Right.
both of them are like, "Nah, it's not like that." I'm like, "It is."
Yeah,
though,
because you're in the
because
circle.
you're in the circle.
Yeah, you can't see it.
And like the companies asking for feedback thing is so funny. That's just them trying to show you that they're involved with your
Right.
lives, but they really don't do it.
Again,
They don't care.
checking a box.
Yeah. They're just like, oh, we have to send our monthly feedback survey that we'll never read.
Yeah.
Or we do read it and we're like, oh, and they get mad at the feedback because they didn't want it in the first place.
What?
I can't believe they want that.
We had no idea. Oh, okay. Come on. You guys are like intelligent people. Like, don't give me that shit.
And then they'll make a change, not what you ask for, and they think it's like equal
Enough.
on level.
Yeah.
And they're just like, we're not giving everybody raises, but every Friday we're gonna give y'all free ice cream.
Yeah.
And it's like,
free pizza party.
Yeah, it's like,
take
oh,
your fucking pizza.
go fuck
Keep-
yourself with
keep
that
your
ice cream,
pizza.
buddy.
Like, I don't want that shit. No, I don't want like social forced happy hour with you guys. Like, no, I don't want that. You can keep that.
And you know what's so funny is I drank the Kool-Aid at one of these companies, and I tried. This was before I realized all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I gunned so hard, but it was just never enough.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, is this? I was like, corporate's like the freaking Illuminati, man. You got to like, do I need to like cut my wrist and like drink the blood to
Yeah.
show you guys that I'm like in on this?
Yeah.
And it's like, how did you guys all get here? Like, what did y'all do?
Out of necessity, I think. I mean, I don't know. I think it's just like a whole mindset thing. You know, I really do think it does have to do with just generational kind of like foundations. Cause I think even like the generation after us, you know, there's no like loyalty to companies anymore. It's a strategy to stay at a place for like a year and then go somewhere else. Because if you're going to get paid more somewhere else, why wouldn't you go somewhere else?
I feel like I was born at the right time to be like right in the middle because like I
Same.
get it. But
Same.
then also like I saw and you saw our dads at the same company basically their entire lives. And it was
Right.
like, man, I want to do that. I want to be the guy that everyone at the company knows because
Yeah.
he's been here forever. That's buddies with the new people, but also buddies with the CEO. Like I want to be that guy. But yeah, kids now are just like, fuck it. I'll be at a job for a year and I'm going to jump ship and be at a new job for 2 years, get another $7,000 a year raise,
Yeah.
jump ship so I can get another $7,000 a year. And like, I get it, but like,
I wouldn't necessarily do that either. Like
Right.
personally, like if I was in that situation, I probably still wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, my bubble was definitely popped when I got to that stage in my life, and I'm like, oh shit, like this is what it is, and my whole vision was just kind of like burned up. And I also think that our generation was the one that is in between of like having technology and not having technology, which I think just like our perspective, and of course I'm biased, but you know, we see both sides of what it was like to not have the technology and now what it's become. So
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I often say like I was born at the right time for a lot of reasons. One of those, the corporate thing, but then also like the technology of today is
Yeah.
like, and I think a lot of people in our generation, like for a while, and I'm not shitting on anyone that does this, so I'm going to preface this. So if you're listening, you know, like, oh man, if the guy has to preface with something, that means that whatever he's going to say is about to
Yeah.
be controversial.
yeah,
But like, we went through that whole wave of like the iPad parenting, right?
totally.
And
Yeah.
like, I know people that do it. I have family members that do it. Whatever works best for your family at the
Yeah.
end of the day. But we are now seeing the effects of that
Right.
with the children and their tendency to maybe be a little bit more on a spectrum than others.
Mm,
Do we think it's 100% technology? No, it's probably a combination of things, but I think technology has a huge thing in it.
Yeah.
But like, I see the perks of it. I do. But then I also remember like, bro, when my parents took us to church, my mom brought coloring books and action figures and anything that could entertain us besides we had the leapfrog things.
Oh,
I mean,
right,
they
sure.
weren't tablets, but they were still something that could stimulate us
Dude, my dad
Game
my dad
Boys.
just took me outside.
Yeah.
He's like, if you're gonna be like this and act like this, like I'm taking you outside.
Yeah.
And it was probably more out of just like embarrassment for them.
Oh, for sure. But then now people, like, I was at a restaurant for my birthday a couple weeks ago, and there was an infant
Yeah.
buckled into their high chair. I'd say no older than 9 months,
Okay.
watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse on a phone. And I was like, what in the fuck? Like they didn't even
why
try.
Why do they need?
Why do you need that? Why do they need that?
Yeah.
Why can't they just be a baby and look around the damn restaurant like babies do?
Just be a baby.
But at the same time,
true.
like whatever's best for your family.
And I can't, and that's the thing. Like I can't judge or say anything because I'm not a parent. And
oh, dude, fuck that mindset. I hate that opinion so bad. Oh, I hate that so bad.
No,
I say it
I'm
all the
not a
time
parent.
too, to like justify it too.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can't talk. I'm not a parent. But get that shit out of your kid's face, man. Look it up. We're 3, 4, 5 years in. It's been, the iPad came out in 2010, 2011. I know. That's
so
crazy.
We're
way past
decade.
it.
Yeah.
Y'all look it up. The research is there.
Yeah.
It's not good for them.
No,
it's not good for any of us.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if you wouldn't do it or shouldn't be doing it, then you probably, your kids probably shouldn't be either. Like, that's the same thing with like nutrition too. In a certain aspect, I would say is like, you're making different things for your kids or whatever. But it's like, if you're cooking a good, like healthy meal for yourself, do
Give
that
it
shit
to the
for your
kids.
kids too. Like they don't, listen, don't get me wrong. I love my chicken tendies. Okay. I love my little chicken tendies and my fries and my ketchup. Like I love a chicken tendy, but yeah, I mean, if you're doing the due diligence to like live a healthy lifestyle and do those things, like do that for your kid too. They see things like they're they catch on to so much more than what you really think.
Yeah, they're so much smarter than you think.
Oh my God, so much smarter. And they're so much more impressionable. So it's like if they're seeing your habits, they will more than likely adopt those same habits. So yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. Sorry to get on the parent tangent. Forget why that even happened, but it's just like,
oh, because we were talking about technology.
Oh yeah. The technology thing is crazy. Maybe I've been listening to a little bit more. I've been listening to too much Joe Rogan lately, so it's kind of his opinions are starting to like warp into my thing. Like last night we were talking about like I had some family in town, and my brother right now is currently riding like the train of like McDonald's meat is not real meat. It's like human flesh kind of shit. Like that's where he's at.
Yeah,
and he's like, oh man, there's not enough cows in the world to supply all of these different fat. And maybe, but also I love McDonald's. So this is an extreme example. I was just like, if I found out that like the McDonald's meat was like horse meat or like rabbit meat, I'd be like,
would you be
that's
mad at
horrible. I'll have a double quarter pounder, extra cheese. Like it's one of those things, and then I'll get off my high horse. It's one of those things that nothing's ever going to change.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to happen about it. I'm surprised that the red food dye thing happened, and now we're seeing Doritos. Have you seen these bags of chips now?
I haven't.
My wife bought Flaming Hot Cheetos last week, and it's in a white bag, and it's called like Flaming Hot Cheetos something. It's like it's a white, and it's with the whole no politics allowed here, but like the RFK like was like, I'm getting rid of that red food dye that's really bad for us. So now Doritos and Cheetos are selling their shit without the red food dye
stuff on it.
And so
interesting.
It's apparently it tastes the same because
it's just not colored.
Yeah,
it's just not colored. It's like the same,
but the bag is
and all that
it's
shit.
all white. It's like a white. It's like unredded, or it's got some catchy like But
marketing
thing. It's nuts.
I'll have to go check that out. But yeah, no, I agree. I mean, it's like
McDonald's is never going to adapt.
No, and I think it's like a lot of it is just like PR stuff and like doing what the trends are and all that stuff. I think when it comes down to it, it's like you're accountable for what you put in your mouth, what you view, all that shit. So like, sure, I guess it's holding some places accountable, but like at the end of the day, like if you think that way about that shit, then don't fucking eat it. Like I don't, you know,
you don't need to shame. It's like the alcohol thing. Like you don't need to shame people because they do stuff that you don't.
Right.
Just say, okay, well, they can do what they want to do, but I'm in charge of me.
Exactly. And I think it's such a good point, especially when it comes to alcohol and like socializing and and all that shit. And it can be hard, like when you're deciding to either take a break from alcohol or just reduce it or whatever. And, your friends and your family are used to you drinking. So when you go to these spaces and you go to these normal things you go to, and all of a sudden you're not drinking, most of the time there are questions. And I think sometimes it is out of curiosity. But a lot of the times it's a reflection on that person's own accountability or habits or whatever it is. So yeah, when it comes down to it, I don't give a shit if you drink in front of me. Like, and some people like who are sober or where they are and like their actual sobriety, it could look very different. But for me, I'm just like, yeah, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm just deciding not to drink. You can do whatever. Like, it's not what you do doesn't affect me. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Agreed. So corporate, you
Yeah.
leave corporate, try the physical training thing or physical therapy. What was it?
Personal training.
Personal training.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Knew it was one of those things.
Yeah, PT.
PT. Did the PT thing,
Yeah.
went back to corporate,
Right.
hated it again,
Mhm.
left. Were you making moves before you left the second time?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
kinda go into
On the
that.
back end, or like while I still had corporate going on, for at least probably like 2.5 years on the back end, I was getting certified as like a sober curious and mindset success coach. I was like investing in different programs to be a sober curious coach. Also launched Nosedive, the podcast. And so, yeah, I was working on the back end all the time of working in corporate. And originally, Nosedive was a workshop based um, business model to actually work with collegiate athletes and corporate to do workshops about sober curiosity, about being more inclusive in those like summits, social events, teaching collegiate athletes the tools and skills to, I don't know, be confident about deciding not to drink if you don't want to. Um, we had a little bit of traction there, but kind of just fizzled. We're like, all right, this really isn't working that well. And then I finally decided to just like take a leap and leave corporate. And I will say, like, it's not romanticized at all. I wasn't making a certain amount or the same amount of money at corporate before I left, but I also have the luxury. Like my husband, has a really good job, and I saved a lot of money. So I'm gonna be like real about that.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm
Sure.
not making a lot of profit off the podcast. But I am starting to gain traction in the freelance space for, the non-alc beverages. So I am grateful enough and thankful enough to have a partner that I can kind of lean on right now.
What does that look like, the freelancing in the non-alc space? What does that look like?
Yeah, so I do some consulting with like CPG or new non-alc brands that are just getting off just starting their brand with on-can messaging, the language around what they're putting on their cans to help with like consumer education around what it is they're actually like their mission for their drink and how to convey that to the audience. You have like 2 to 3 seconds when you're at the grocery store and you're looking to choose something and you're looking at cans, it's like 2 to 3 seconds. So if you're not converting that person to understand what it is your drink even does, they're going to move on. So helping brands with that, and then also more recently, which has been kind of cool, helping with like the formulation of
Whoa.
beverages. So really just like a glorified taste tester, which is kinda cool. So I'm,
That's
like,
really cool.
getting paid to give my feedback about what I think flavors and different formulations, taste like. So
Wow.
that's kinda cool.
Has a vision ever occurred to you to, like, have your own beverage in the space?
Um, yes, but I know, like, and I've connected with enough brands and founders to kind of understand the headaches around launching a brand, and launching a beverage that I'm kinda like, I'm just not there yet. So, maybe somewhere low, like, deep in my psyche, I'm like, "Yeah, maybe one day." Um, but yeah, not right now. For now, I do like talking about it, giving insights to just like the space, just helping wherever I can. Like, I want to normalize this shit. I want to be able to go down the street to my local bar and not just have a Heineken Zero on the menu. You know what I'm saying? Like, or duels or some shit. Like, there's
Yeah.
so many good brands. And like, yeah, of course, I'll still have the Heineken Zero. But it's just there's so many better options out there.
There's
Yeah.
tons.
Yeah.
And funny enough, the Good Days folks, I've told them in the past, I'm like, man, I'd love to start. And he's always just like, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
It's
It's
so
tough.
much fucking, it's so competitive.
Yeah.
There's every time you go to the store, there's a new seltzer or a new cocktail or a new
Right.
something, wine in a can. There's so many different things out there. He's just like, man, it's hell.
Yeah.
Trying to get people to buy your product.
Right.
It's
a lot
tough.
of work. Yeah, and it's just timing too, I think that's the thing too, and in this day and age, I'm sounding so fucking old when I say that, but
Nowadays.
yeah, nowadays, it's instant gratification. So it's like when you start something from scratch, it's so annoying, but that shit just takes time. Like, it compounds, your skills compound, how people perceive like your brand and the brand loyalty and building community. Like, that shit just takes time, and I think it takes a lot longer than people probably realize.
Yeah, and that's where, like, some of those comments come in from, like, friends and,
Yeah.
like, people in your life, like, "Oh, you're still doing that?" It's like, yeah, this isn't gonna happen overnight. Like,
Right.
McDonald's, to bring it back to that didn't start overnight. Like, that took that man years and years and years to get it to what it is.
I think on average, it's probably like 10 years
Yeah.
minimum to like, you're like, oh man, you're really taking off. It's like, oh, that shit took 10 years.
Yeah,
Like, what
I'm
do you
taking
mean?
off now, but
Yeah,
it was
now.
a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to
Yes.
get here.
Yeah.
And, one thing I really wanna get your opinion about, because funny enough, when I did this podcast with Brittany Hyde,
Yeah.
years ago,
Love Brittany. Shout out
at the
Brittany.
time, yeah, shout out to her. She's incredible. At the time, the rise of this next thing I'm gonna ask you about wasn't really happening until it is now. I mean, it was kind of there, but we're seeing so much of it now, and that's the rise of, like, for lack of a better term, pot in a can.
Yeah, sure.
So, what is your argument
Mhm.
back to people like, if you're like, "Oh, I don't drink alcohol, I do other things." Um, how often is the opinion quickly like, "Oh, well, do you just do drugs instead?" And, like, how is
Mm.
that different than me that's drinking? Like, you're doing drugs, like, you're still doing something that's making you not sober or
Right.
whatever. Like, so first off, I guess that's a two-parter. First off, do you, and if you don't want to, we can cut it out, like, admit it publicly, like, do
Yeah.
you do other things?
Yeah.
And then also, like, what's your argument against that? Like, there's things like this where it's non-alcoholic wine, or there's non-alcoholic beer, or
Right.
a Heineken Zero, or
Yeah.
like, what's your argument against all that?
So I personally like functional beverages. And that does include THC, that does include adaptogens. And adaptogens, for people who like don't know, it's more of like an herbal kind of supplement, like ashwagandha, which I know is like super popular.
Yeah.
It's almost like a mood, either mood enhancer or like way to relax. Whereas THC and CBD and those types of drinks are psychoactive.
Yeah.
So that means that it is going to kind of alter your state of mind. Now, what I say and what I recommend for if you are, we call it Cali sober, which means you don't drink any alcohol at all, but you imbibe in leafy
Yeah.
alternatives.
Sure.
Is if you are interested in that, always go low and slow. Everybody reacts to, especially when you ingest things, everybody reacts to it differently. And what I would say to people who are maybe in the sober curious community or the sober community who do get upset when people are like, "Oh, I'm alcohol free,
Yeah.
but
But I do
I
drugs.
like functional beverages," um, is, I mean, to each their own. It doesn't make them any less of an alcohol-free person. It's just what they sort of decide. But I will say that it could be a slippery slope too. Like, if you don't do the in-depth work behind why you were drinking so much in the first place, why, and it could be with anything. It could be like overworking. It could be over exercising, overindulging in food. If you don't get to that root problem, or that, not even problem, that root cause behind why you're wanting to numb whatever feeling or push away whatever feeling, it doesn't matter what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Like, that is where you need to address those things first. And once you can feel comfortable there about like, okay, I see when I'm in this situation, I usually grab a glass of wine because I don't want to feel anything. Okay, well, you're starting to remove alcohol and now you have functional beverages and you're in that same situation and you grab that functional beverage to mask whatever it is.
You're still doing
Okay,
the
you're
same
still
thing.
doing the same thing. It's still that same habit.
Yeah.
So I would encourage people to just overall to really get introspective and just be like, all right, why? And take a look at your habits, and maybe why are you doing those things in the first place? And then that's where I love sober curiosity, because it's just asking the question first and getting curious about what the lifestyle you want could look like being experimental. It's all an experiment. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. I think there's a lot of shame that can come into all or nothing mentality, where it's like, oh man, I want to be alcohol free, but I just had this sip of wine. What does that mean? Does that mean I'm not, that whole fucking line of verbiage that kind of goes on in your mind. But it's like, that's why I say I'm sober-ish, because I still have like a glass of wine maybe once a quarter.
Yeah.
And some people don't understand that. I don't really care. That's why I'm like, I'm sober-ish. And people love labels.
Yeah.
It's
They
like,
do love
they
labels.
love labels. And it's like, if you step out of that label, they're like,
Then you're not that label anymore.
oh, they're like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? You said you're alcohol free, but you're doing functional beverages. That doesn't make sense.
I like that
Dude.
term sober-ish. I had never heard the term sober curiosity until I talked to Brittany. And like I
Yeah.
was using words like mocktails and she was like,
Yeah.
no, it's not a mocktail. It's a
Non-alcoholic cocktail.
yeah. And I was like, okay. But I feel like if you like went to it, I'm people might think I hate old people. I really don't. I
Oh
really
my
love old
God.
people. But like I feel like an old dude would just be like, a non-alcoholic cocktail
yeah.
is a mocktail. And you're like,
Absolutely.
it is. But the word mocktail paints it in a light that like
It's
it's
fake
lesser
or
than.
lesser than.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
It's all about the
it's
language.
not. And I asked the question about like the functional beverages. I like that more than like weed in a can.
Yeah. But it is still, I mean,
It's
it's
still weed in a
yeah.
can.
Yeah.
At first I was like, God, there's no way that tastes good. There's no way it tastes good.
There are definitely some that are funky as hell.
There are some that are funky, but then there's also some like my friend over at Can.
Oh yeah.
Can is a delightful
Can.
product.
Yeah.
The only thing I can't get past, which my wife gives me shit for every time, but she enjoys Can too, which is hilarious because the one experience she ever had with
Yeah.
extracurriculars was an absolute nightmare.
Oh no.
But she loves Can.
Yeah.
Because it
Well,
has the
and it's
same feeling, but like a different feeling.
Well, and it's very, very low dose. That's what I love about Can also, is that they have like a 2.5 milligram dosage, where like some of these companies are going full fucking send with a 10 milligram.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, if that's your first introduction to it, ooh,
Yeah, it might
buddy,
be a little
like
negative.
might not be so hot. So again, just highly recommend going low and slow and figuring that out. But was her, well, one, I love Can. And two, Brittany Hyde, just if anybody doesn't know, she is the owner and founder of the Little Sober Bar, which I absolutely love. Have you been to her new?
I have. I was able to go to her ribbon cutting when she like did a grand
nice.
opening thing
Okay,
for
cool.
it. Or maybe not the grand opening, but I went for the ribbon
Yeah.
cutting. And so
Amazing.
I haven't been since like she's gotten things like really like settled.
Right. Yeah.
But I want to go back because when I was there, I had I had like a Brez or something. I think isn't that what it's called?
Oh yeah. The Brez. Yeah.
And it was also lovely.
Breeze? I don't even know how you say it.
Breeze.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Breeze.
Brez.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's actually Breeze. But
How did you like that?
I liked
It
it.
was pretty good. Yeah.
I think they had like mushrooms in it.
Yeah.
And I had never dabbled with the mushrooms.
Yes. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is interesting. But also like I didn't feel any like I felt like
very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It's not gonna be like the psychoactive.
yeah.
It's gonna be more of like, at least for me, it's more of like a body relaxation.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's where like the adaptogen kind of things come in, where it's like there's just so many things like tinctures and there's mushroom, reishi, all those that are like herb based
Yeah.
are the adaptogens. So
You might have imposter syndrome here because I just keep hammering you with these questions, and you might not think like,
keep
"Oh,
it coming.
I'm no expert," but like, I'm you're an expert in my life.
Yeah. Thanks.
How about like talking about going up to the bar and ordering something non-alcoholic?
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, there's that immediate like reaction from the bartender
Uh-huh.
or someone sitting next to you.
Right.
But again, we don't care what people think in 2026.
Yeah.
But still, like, there's that like
Misconception or
misconception,
judgment,
or
maybe.
like if you don't drink, period. Like I've got a friend here in town who doesn't drink, period.
Yeah.
And like I always like, I mean, and he's in his 40s or 50s,
Okay.
so he doesn't really care. God, I'm sorry, Kevin, if I got your age wrong. I don't know how old you are. I think you're in your 40s. Because I know he listens every week.
Yeah.
Kevin, I'm sorry, you're not in your 50s. By mistake, you're 40s. He doesn't
Dang.
drink at all, and I get in my head, like, there was a time a few weeks ago that me and my wife met him and his wife for lunch.
Yeah.
And we got there first, and we went to a chain.
Okay.
And of course, the chain has their menu, and they also have like the side menu that has like all the
Right.
alcohol options. And I immediately felt the need to hide them because
Oh,
he
interesting.
went sober for serious reasons. In
Yeah.
fact, when that podcast comes out in a few weeks, I'll send it to you because it's
Yeah, I'd
heavy.
love to hear it.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
But I felt immediately the need to take all those inserts and like take them back up to the host stand and be like, "Hey, you can have these." And my wife was like, "He's a grown ass man. He doesn't need you. He's been sober for like 15 years.
Yeah.
He does not need you to do that because there's no way the dude doesn't go to chain restaurants. There's
Right.
just no way.
Right,
Or
right.
restaurants in general. Every restaurant you go to, it's alcohol,
alcohol.
alcohol. And sure enough, I was like, "Okay, you're right." And sure enough, like he takes the insert out and just doesn't look at it.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, and I got all up in my head about
What your responsibility is.
like it
a
was my
friend.
responsibility almost to make it so that he didn't have a moment,
Yeah.
which like kind of sweet, pat myself on the back, but also like, why do we have to like shove alcohol down people's throats all the time? I know it drives tickets up.
Well, yeah, and I would like and I just want to say too that like I I totally have and hold space for like the sober community. I understand that there are situations and that there are people who really do struggle with drugs and alcohol and that need to be sober. Like I totally get that. Um but yeah, I mean I think you just as a friend and you loving him as a friend is like you being like okay, I want to protect that person from
Yeah.
this shit. Like and why alcohol is always so forward. I think it's more of like it is like a lifestyle. Like alcohol culture or drinking culture is usually always centered around some kind of socializing aspect.
Yeah.
Going to dinner, going to a show, going to an
Sporting
people
event or
sporting event. Yeah.
concert.
I mean, you can think of anything, house parties,
Yep.
like anything.
Yeah.
And
Stock the bar.
and yeah, weddings.
When's
I mean,
yours, by
shit.
the way? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And so, I think it's just been something that there's this whole visual that people have been sold that you need this in order to have a good time.
Yeah.
You need this to socialize, to unwind, to have a good time, to be the life of the party. When in reality, you are who you are with or without alcohol. Like you are the life of the party. I could probably guarantee whether you had alcohol or not. I think it's just a whole storyline that we've told ourselves that we need this thing in order to get a certain outcome when you're that person no matter what. So like if you're lively and you're a personable person and you're all those things, you are those things even amplified without the alcohol. It's just
Yeah.
finding the confidence in yourself to not give a shit about what other people think
Yeah.
to do that. So yeah, I mean I think it's something that we've been sold as a society, not to sound so like conspiracy like
No, it's not.
society,
I hate
but, like,
that,
you know what I
like,
mean?
I hate that like nowadays, and I think actually the world, given what we've learned about the world in 2026,
Yeah.
that a lot of the conspiracies that a lot of people had for the longest time were true.
They're true. I know.
I'm looking at
know.
you, Ellen. She's not hearing this.
Yeah.
But like there's a lot of things that we found out that end up being true, and I just hate that, like, if you ask questions, you're labeled as a conspiracy theorist. But I do think now that we know what we know,
Yeah.
it's more acceptable to ask questions, because it's like, yeah, like, what's going on with the McDonald's meat, or like what is going on in Hollywood, or like
Yeah.
what's happening with, why are we being sold this and sold that all the time?
Well, it's
Like the
to numb
corporate
us
thing,
out.
like
It's to numb us out. And I think that's one thing too, where like, Mara and I had a lot of conversations about this, and there are a lot of corporations and things that are focused on, yeah, sales numbers, blah, 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 but like numbing us
Yeah.
so that we don't ask the questions and
Yeah.
that we aren't confident enough, and that, it does keep us in this sort of like lulled state where we're not super clear. So like I think the more people who are asking the questions, getting healthy, getting clear, are now like, wait, what the fuck? Like I've been sold this whole um life that just doesn't feel like me. And so now I can see clearly like what I want from my life, and it's not certain things, like certain aspects of, that we've been sold for a really long time.
And then so to switch gears and get off the non-alc space, because we could talk about that probably for hours.
Oh my God,
hours
I
and
could sit
hours.
here and talk to you forever about that.
But for like the podcast, like when you guys started that, like was the vision always just, if nothing else, for you and your co-host to be able to get together and chat about these subjects, or trending this, trending that, different advancements in the industry? Or were you always like wanting to be guest focused? Like what was your kind of vision from the get-go, and like where are you now?
At first, it was always about numbing less and living more. But it was just Mara and I for the first year, like us just talking about shit that we liked, and really going against status quo. And that sort of adopted into talking to people who are doing things against the norm, whether that be in the non-alc space, whether that be just, some incredible authors who actually happen to be sober or alcohol free. It's funny, a lot of our guests actually happen to be like sober-ish or not drinking or reducing. So it kind of just like naturally or organically happened that way. But mainly we wanted to talk to people who were doing cool shit that was like odd or out of the ordinary, because I think those things gives other people permission to like really act upon those visions that seem so delusional for them. And kind of like words of encouragement of like, this is my story. Maybe it's similar to yours, but it's like almost a jump off point of like, holy shit, this person did this and it's like weird and cool. And like I've had a vision of wanting to do something like that. So sharing people's stories, I think has always been sort of the focal point for us with Nosedive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, people's stories are so important. And people always used to ask me for my elevator pitch for Your Morning Drive, and I was always just like, yeah, I mean, some people have well, everybody has a story, and some people just never tell it.
Yeah.
Unless it's like, of course, their kids or grandkids. But I feel like everybody's experiences contribute to, or could help someone
Totally.
else.
Yep.
Even if they're not a person of influence, like your story could still do something for someone else. And so I relate to that
Yeah.
100%. And then so besides the podcast, I mean, you're a content machine.
Thank you.
You pump shit out. I mean,
Yeah.
you post, I think we texted the other day, like 2 or 3 times a week
Yeah,
on the
3
on the
times a
main
week.
feed.
Yep.
You do a newsletter, right?
Do a newsletter. It's called The Drop with Nosedive. We do that once a month. I have like a standard of posting on Instagram 3 times a week. And then I'm posting on LinkedIn every day.
Every day.
5 days a week. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Dude, LinkedIn is like where it's at.
You know,
It's an untapped resource.
it's bullshit though, dude, because I've almost given up on LinkedIn.
Why?
Because I put content on there all the time, but it doesn't do anything.
But what kind of content are you putting on?
I mean, I'm just posting the same shit I post on everything else on LinkedIn.
So I think that there definitely is a trick to LinkedIn. And going back again, I'm shouting out Courtney Johnson, but she does Level Up on LinkedIn course. But there are definitely like tips and different ways to post on LinkedIn. There's like what do you call it? Not like a cheat code, but there's definitely different things that you need to, or like how you post on LinkedIn. You can use the same content, but it does have to be kind of formatted in a different way.
Yeah.
With like lots of line breaks. I've been told not to put links in your actual post. You do it in the comment section.
Really?
Because for some reason, LinkedIn deprioritizes the content that you put out there with links in there. Don't go back. If you've done it, don't go back.
I've been doing it.
Don't
so
go
wrong.
back. Don't go back and do it because that's just going to like take forever. They also prioritize anything that you post that has like an actual, like your face, like faces in it, like pictures with your face, like selfie. They
prioritize your face.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Different things like that. So there's definitely a way to kind of gain some things on LinkedIn. So
interesting.
Yeah. But I haven't always been that way. Like I was like not against social media, but I was like, I don't want to fucking do that. I don't want to post. I don't know what to post. And I started treating it like just with the discipline of how I did with sports or how I do with my nutrition or anything else. It's just making sure you show up, you do it, you post. Scheduling is like a godsend. You do it ahead of time so you don't even have to think about it.
What do you use?
To schedule?
Yeah.
On Instagram, I just use their tool.
Okay.
And then same with LinkedIn. Yeah, I don't use like a third party. I'm sure that there's a much easier way to schedule just like everything, but I don't use any outside tools.
Do you use do you do anything on Facebook?
No. I just post like my stories and stuff automatically go to Facebook.
Yeah.
But that's really it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm on TikTok too, just for Nosedive, but like I have come to the realization that like I don't really care that much about TikTok. So,
I don't really either.
Yeah, and I'm not really on it. So I do it with Nosedive because it's easier to schedule the stuff on TikTok to then have like the captions from that scheduled thing to then put on Instagram. But yeah, that's the only thing I do for TikTok.
Yeah.
Never been really a big TikToker.
Yeah,
But,
you and me both.
Yeah.
I want to switch gears here real quick and talk about a love that you and I both share. But before we do that, I'm going to also talk about another partner of the podcast, and they're called Branded and Devoted Designs. Guys, Renee.
Ooh, what is this?
We have all been to things, especially in the corporate world, but even outside the corporate world, where you go into like an event or a fundraiser or a ribbon cutting or some kind of thing where networking is present. Thank you. And we all have seen swag that looks really nice, but then we've also seen swag that looks kind of shitty and it's just kind of there for no reason. Well, if you're listening to this and you own a business or a brand, you deserve better than boring swag. So that's why Branded and Devoted Designs helps Your Morning Drive with swag. They've worked with us also, similar to Good Days, for several years, making all of the fun hats and shirts and tumblers like this fun one that Renee gets to take home with her later that has the Your Morning Drive logo on it. Anything you want your logo on, they can put it on there, and they are a good family. They're a local company also, and they support us, so we support them. And if you tell them that you heard about them through me, they'll give you 10% off the order. So
nice.
Go ahead and get you some shirts. If you're a roofing company and you need to get you guys some new hats or some new shirts for the summer, snag them. Just do it. You know you need to do it, so just do it. Or if you're looking for a gift or you're doing a fundraiser and you want to be able to gift your donor something nice, like something like a tumbler that we all don't have 80 million of already, hit up Branded and Devoted Designs and they got your back. Again, their website, brandedanddevotedddesigns.com, and you tell them I sent you 10% off. What our shared love is, Renee, is hats.
Indeed.
Has that always been a thing for you?
Like it actually always hasn't. No, like it, as a kid and stuff like that. Like I think I've always been interested in just fashion in general, you
Yeah.
know, Pinterest pages and all of that. Heidi Clements, she's like actually in her 60s and her fashion sense is like absolutely fucking incredible. But I think it was more recent, probably within like the last, I don't know, 3 years or so, which oddly enough is when I started becoming super curious. So I don't know if that's related in any way, but yeah, just really started to have this affinity and love for finding hats. It's like kind of like how most women have maybe like an obsession with handbags or shoes. Mine are hats. It really just for some reason like puts an extra pep in my step. It
Yeah.
gives me like a confidence and like a swag for some reason.
Yeah.
I love it.
I like that word. It does give like a little bit of a swag to it.
Yeah,
And like a good hat can really complement an outfit.
totally.
And are you in the team that, because there's two different types of people that wear hats. There's people that are
Mhm.
like, the hat must match the outfit.
Ooh,
And then there's
okay.
the people that are like, nah, it doesn't matter because it's the hat. It's a hat. It's not like connected to your pants and your socks and your
No,
shirt.
I don't match
You
my
know?
no, I just, like I put on the outfit or sometimes I will there's twofold. Sometimes I'll pick the hat first because like, I know that I wanna wear that hat, like today.
Yeah.
Like, I know I wanna wear this Fabric hat. Shout out to Fabric. They are actually a non-alc brand. Fucking love them. This is one of my favorite hats. I was like, "Yep, I'm wearing this hat," and then I craft the outfit afterwards. And then sometimes I will pick an outfit and then pick a hat based off of that. But I don't color coordinate or anything like that.
But you don't, so you'll sometimes pick an outfit and color coordinate the hat, but do you ever pick the hat and then make the outfit off of the hat?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll do that. Like I
Okay.
did that today.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Worked the outfit around my hat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Because I've got this hat that I really want to wear. It's so lame, but maybe it's not. Um, it's a Disney hat, but I
Okay.
got it in Disney like 5 years ago and I've never worn it because it's a bright yellow hat with like Mickey like front and center on it, and it's so tight. Like I love it. It was like, I think it's a rope hat before rope hats like made it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And every time I look at it, I'm like, damn, I'd love to wear that hat.
Dude,
And
just fucking wear it.
I might.
What? You should have worn it today.
I should have.
Yeah.
If anything, I wouldn't have gotten judged by
And I
you.
feel like that type of hat, it doesn't matter what you wear with that.
Oh yeah,
You know
with
what I'm saying?
yellow.
Like you don't
I
yeah.
mean,
At some
it's
point,
yellow as hell.
like highlighter yellow?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
like
Full on neon?
like
Maybe not neon?
like apple notes like
Okay,
yellow.
okay.
Like it's very yellow. Like
Yeah,
the kind of yellow that if you saw it at the grocery store, you'd be like, look at that weirdo with his yellow
he's like,
hat.
man, that hat is fucking yellow.
It is loud. It's a loud hat. And every time I go to put it on, my wife's like, mm-mm.
No, at some point you just gotta like rip the band-aid off and wear it, and then it's gonna be one of those things where you wear it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to do that.
Yeah, because I have this one, it's more of like a cowgirl style hat. It's like one of my staple hats. I actually got it like custom done at what is it called? Rustler Hat Co. out
Okay.
of Nashville. And at one point I was like, man, this is like a wool hat. I can't really wear this in this time frame. No, fuck that. I started just wearing it whenever I want, and now it's like no big deal. Because I was intimidated. I was intimidated by the hat. But
Yeah.
once you start wearing it, no big deal.
You know what's crazy is I'm Googling it and I can't find it. It's almost like it doesn't exist.
Oh my gosh. More of a reason to wear it.
I know, right?
And then people are like, oh, where'd you get that? I'm like, man, it's one of a kind. Sorry,
Limited
you can't get it. You
edition.
can't get it.
Sir.
Yeah. Wait,
yeah.
so where did your love of hats come from?
I have no idea.
No idea.
I have a horrible hairline. So bald is coming. And so I don't know, like after the last like maybe 3 years or so, like I just like was really into just hats.
Yeah.
And like I don't know where it came from because I also as a kid, like middle school, high school, elementary school, was never like a hat guy. But yeah, just love them for whatever. I don't even have a good reason. Like I just like them.
Me too. I feel like it like rounds out an outfit really well, and yeah, I don't know. I feel good when I wear them. I feel like too there was at one point like maybe in the early like 2000s where women were like, you know, wearing their caps backwards a lot, and those were like the cool girls on spring break, like wearing their
very
hats
hot
backwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah, high
Like,
school Logan would have been like, I want to be with a girl that's wearing a hat.
Super blonde, like super tan, like wearing their hats backwards. So like, I feel like it maybe have stemmed from there. Like at some point in the early 2000s or something like that. And now I'm like wearing like flat bills and stuff. But what's your favorite kind of hat? Like,
Ooh, that's a great question. I'm not in love with flat bills, I will say
okay.
that.
Yeah.
And it's a shame too, because I've seen a lot of really nice hats that are flat bills, and I'm just like, if only it wasn't a flat bill. But I I got a hat a while ago that was a flat bill, and it's
Uh-huh.
really starting to grow on me. So I feel like once that kicks in, I'll be open to flat bills again.
Yeah.
But I have such a large head, very large head. I mean, anytime I put on one of my friends' hats, like it doesn't even go on, like it stays like right up here. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
even go on.
Right.
And then likewise when they or vice versa, when they put on my hat, like they're swimming in it.
Yeah.
Like I have a huge head,
Mhm. So flat
like
bill might
using like almost all of the
right.
or
All
almost
the
not using all
rungs.
of them, all the little button things. Um, yeah, I just freaking love them.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, and now like I am on TikTok, and my TikTok knows me now,
Yeah.
and so like it shows me ads for like hats all the time, and I've bought like 7 hats off of
Oh my
TikTok.
god, dude. Pinterest.
Really?
So many good hats.
Ugh.
So many good hats. I love like in the summertime, I love like I think Richardson is probably
Yeah.
like hands down one of my like favorite brands. And then Weld. Weld is a really good one. This is like my favorite style. I think it's like technically a style of dad cap, maybe. I don't know, but it's cord, which is kind of nice. But summertime, Richardson, like the ones that have the braid on it, and then that's like super lightweight. I don't know what material it is, but it's almost
Yeah.
like SPF or whatever. Those ones are
Yeah,
nice.
they're the ones that I'm really taking liking to, and maybe we're talking about the same thing, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like it's very airy, like, there's
Yeah,
a lot of
super
breathing,
light.
very
Yeah.
lightweight.
Yeah.
There's this company I discovered recently called Sprints. They're a
Ooh,
hat company,
okay.
and all of they're a running company, so all their hats
Oh,
has, like,
makes
something.
sense.
I almost wore the Sprints hat, but, and it's got, like, a turtle on the front of it, and he's, like, running,
Cute.
and, like, the bill is green, and it's got a green rope, and I love that hat.
Makes you
Um,
more aerodynamic.
yeah, very aerodynamic, and yeah, just I love a hat with, like, a fun saying on it,
Okay.
like I'm not opposed to wearing, like, a hat that says, uh,
Or
I
like
don't know, like,
cheeky
"dilly
comment or
dilly," or,
something. Yeah.
like, I don't know why this is the first thing that came to mind, very inappropriate, but, like, erection.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
something that's so, like, wildly random that
Yeah.
people would be like, "Why the
What
fuck does
is
that guy's
that?
hat say erection?" But
Yeah.
then somebody would say it, and they'd be like, "That's funny, like, where can I get that hat?"
Right.
Like, I like funny hats.
Okay.
Like, a lot of the hats I have are like, just hats with, like, logos or, like, a
Yeah.
patch or something, but, like this one thing that I keep seeing on TikTok, and now that I'm talking about it, my phone is gonna, like, show it to me for the next, like, 7
Oh yeah,
days.
they're
But
listening.
it's, like, these guys that have, like, this hat company, and it's, like, they do, like, these random hat boxes. You, like,
Hmm.
pay, like, $30 and you get 5 hats, and it's random. And it's,
Cool.
like, I wanna do that and buy, like, 7 of them.
Oh my
But
god. Yeah, you need to have some kinda, like, raffle for your morning drive or
that'd be
something and
fire.
do some kinda, like, hat raffle or some shit. That'd be
Yeah.
fun.
And I've recently discovered this company, Horizon.
Yeah, I like that one. I
They're
like
a
the
local company
structure.
right down the street.
The structured front, I really like too. I feel like that, like, looks good on my head. Like, there's this company called Darlin Swimwear,
Yes.
and I think they use auto caps, which is, like, kinda similar to that style.
Yep.
Very, like, structured front. Those caps I like too. Yeah.
Yeah, I've completely I told you this already, but I've completely convinced myself, like, a hat company is coming.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's so
It
coming.
has to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These people apparently right down the street from where I live, this
Oh,
Horizon
nice.
company, I didn't even know that. This hat isn't like downtown Cartersville has this, like, greeting center where, like, they sell, like, merchandise for
Uh-huh.
Cartersville, and this is one of them. And,
Oh, I get it now.
yeah.
Seville.
Seabell, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say the embroidery looks because again, I was in promotional advertising,
Yeah,
so the embroidery looks really good.
it's very
And on
solid.
the side too, like that tiny text. It's
Mhm.
really
I
good.
really dig it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I can work something out with those guys, that'd be sick.
Oh my god. Well, I'll be your first customer.
Oh, thank you. I love a good hat.
Yeah.
Because we've all put on hats that were immediately just like, "No,
Oh my god.
absolutely not."
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's ever been a hat that, like, didn't love my head. Uh, there's definitely I mean, I would say, like, some flat bills for sure. Because like, sometimes it's just too much.
Do you have any hats that you haven't worn? Almost like a nice pair
Um,
of shoes, like, you're just like, "I don't want to wear
ooh,
these."
yeah. I think there's maybe just one that I haven't worn. Like, all my hats, I pretty much put them in rotation just because, I like all of them. But there's one that I got for, a gift for the girls in my wedding party, and it was a knapsack hat. I think that's what it's called, and it's a fanny pack that's on the hat.
That's
So there's, like, a zipper, and I think it's because it's so unstructured. That's probably what I don't like, because I like more of, like, the structured hat because it's so, like, flimsy. Like, when I tell you it's, like, just all all flimsy and stuff, that's, like, how it is, but, it's literally a, like, fanny pack on the top. So maybe that one.
yeah,
And it's, like, white, so I feel like white hats, once you don't wash them or keep up with them, get kinda
yeah,
dirty, but that's probably the only one.
yeah. Yeah, I'm really yeah, just obsessed. How many hats do you have, roughly?
Man, I haven't counted. I'm trying to think, cause like, I keep them in, like, their little rows.
Yeah. More than
Uh,
50?
no, maybe not 50. I would probably say, like, in the 30 range.
I think I'm around there too.
Yeah, like, closing in maybe on, like, 40.
Yeah, yeah. I'd love to have so many hats and just,
Yeah.
like, have them like it'd be really cool to, like, get in here and, like, have, like, hats, like,
Oh,
surrounding the perimeter.
totally. Well, then you, like, can change them out if you want to.
Yeah,
Like, if you're
yeah.
recording, doing whatever, you can just change them out. Yeah, that's the other thing I would say with hats, though, is, like, the storage system for
Mhm.
hats, I haven't really figured out yet.
There's not a lot of good ones out
I
there.
know, because like, you can hang them on the wall, but, dude, I'm not hanging 40
Yeah,
hats on the
yeah,
wall.
yeah.
Not all of them, so I gotta do some research on that.
It's weird because there's a, my wife got me this thing that and she knows I don't love it, so if she hears this, I'm not getting in trouble. She knows I don't love it, but it's like this system where it's like a thing and it's
Mhm.
got like a slit for the bills,
Oh,
and
sure.
so the bills just live in it, and they're fine, but you can't, like, really see
You pull it out.
unless you pull it out.
Yeah.
My sister got my dad something for Christmas where it was one of those things that you do mount on the wall, but, like, you slide the, like,
Oh,
caps
yep.
into it,
Yep, yep.
and that's much more, like, display-y,
Right.
and I like that. Um, I even thought about, like, getting 2 of those and, like, putting 1 here
Yeah,
and,
I
like,
feel
1
like that
there.
would probably be the best bet, because then you can actually see all of them,
Yeah,
and I'm thinking now, going into, like, Half Moon or something like that, how they display their hats,
yeah,
and maybe it's just researching, like, a retail
yeah, and,
hat display.
sometimes guests, like, get me, like, hats or they'll bring me, like, merch or whatever,
Yeah.
and, uh, and it'd be cool to, like, have them in the background of, like, the
Yeah,
whole
that would be
thing.
really cool.
So maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do
Yeah,
that.
some kinda display or something.
Yeah, maybe I'm cooking right now.
Yeah, brainstorming.
We love brainstorming. So Renee, there comes a point in every conversation I have with my guests where I ask them a couple questions. That I ask them all the same questions. Just to remind everybody that we are all human.
Yes.
We just learned everything about alcohol and non-alcohol and functional beverages and corporate and everything in between. But now we're just gonna find out who you are at home. Like some
Wow.
just like first date questions I'm about to throw at you.
Cool. Alright, let's go.
What's your favorite movie?
50 First Dates.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite
Some
movie.
good Sandler.
Yes, I love, oh my god, now, Drew Barrymore.
Yep,
She's,
she's
like, one of my
fantastic.
favorite. She also was in Donnie Darko, which is another one of my favorite movies. Yeah, it's just fun and playful, and Adam Sandler is always a good time.
Just the goat.
Yeah,
The goat of movies that aren't always good, but just are so watchable.
rewatchable.
So
Oh my
watchable.
god, like, what's the one that he's in with all of his Grown
Grown
Ups?
Ups. I
Oh my
love
god,
Grown
you can
Ups.
rewatch that shit, like, once a week probably.
Oh, easily.
Yeah,
And each time you find something new. Like
yeah.
there's so many like especially Grown Ups because there's so many different comedians in that movie.
Yes,
Like they're
yeah,
all saying shit and
yeah,
like it's just hard to man. He could keep making Grown Ups movies until he dies because it
and it
just
would
gets
hit every
funnier
time. It would hit
because
every time.
they just keep getting older.
Yeah.
So it'd just be even funnier.
Exactly.
Um
Yeah, and what's crazy is I just found out one of my old suppliers that I worked with at Gulfstream just bought the Jeep from 51st State.
No way.
Yeah.
The
like
Jeep?
auction. Yeah.
Oh my God,
I
that's
know.
sick.
It's so cool. He's
That
like
is
sending my girlfriend pictures of it and stuff, and he's restoring it. And I'm like, whoa,
that's amazing.
amazing.
I love that.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Okay, so this is a fun one. You get to organize yourself a music festival. Who are your
Okay.
3 headliners?
3 headliners.
We don't care about who's going to bring the most tickets.
Yeah.
For all we care, it's just you in the front row.
It's just us. Okay. I would say Delta Hate.
Okay.
Would probably be number 1. Drain would be another. And then what's another like feel good? Because like those are kind of like a little like heavy, like hardcore-ish. So I need something that's a little more like fun. Maybe like Doechii for number 3.
Sweet. I
Yeah.
know none of those people.
You don't know Doechii?
Maybe?
What?
How do you spell that?
Doechi.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is. I am so old.
Look her up. You're
Okay.
so old. I'm older than you.
Well,
Wait, but what kind of music do you listen to then?
everything besides what you
I just
listed.
said.
The only thing that is relatively heavy that I listen to is Metallica.
Okay. Yeah.
Love me Metallica.
Staple.
I am very mainstream.
Okay.
Like, if it's not in the playlist, it's
the
not
radio
being
or
played.
something? Okay.
I've never listened to the radio.
Okay.
I've never turned that on.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to.
I haven't listened to the radio probably since, I don't know.
I don't even know how to like program it. Yeah, I don't even know what to do.
Okay, well, you have to look them up and then you tell me what you think.
And funny enough, I listen to a lot of country music and a lot of rap and a lot of just random pockets of shit.
Okay.
Funny enough, I knew the term California sober, not because I am aware of like why it is what it is, but because Post Malone has a song called California Sober. With Chris Stapleton.
Like him too.
Love me some Post Malone.
Yeah. And then if I had a fourth, I would probably say Logic too.
Okay,
I was listening
Logic.
to him on the way here because
Yeah.
when you said Post, I was like, ooh, that kind of reminds me of Logic.
Yeah,
So
Logic's great. He can keep retiring and then not retiring and then coming back. It's all my friends. Oh, the retire. I'm like, bro, it's a marketing scheme. You know how many times Lil Wayne has said he's retiring and then he drops the Carter like 12.
Right.
But yeah, a lot of mainstream stuff. But I mean, there's pockets of stuff in there that are just completely random.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, in no particular order here.
Okay.
I want you to rank your 3 go-to appetizers. Like you go to a restaurant, you see them on the menu, and you're just like, boom, I want that. Because if nothing else, like that's got to be safe.
That's got to be good.
What is a safe appetizer for you?
Man, I'm such a foodie, so that's like that's so hard because there's so many things. I would say a fried pickle.
Okay.
I feel like that. I don't know if it's necessarily safe, but that's probably something that I would definitely go for. Potato skins.
Okay.
With all the fixins, like everything on it. And a good old spinach artichoke dip.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting group.
Yeah. It's kind of all over the place, but
kind of hate you for the potato skins thing.
Why?
I'm kidding. I just think there's no point to them.
What? It's like a mini like baked potato goodness, crispy, yummy, delicious. I mean, shit, if you want to put it into fries, like cut them up and stuff, you can do that too.
Yeah, I will say the few times like good potato skins
they have to be good.
So
That's
good.
True. They have to be like good,
but
not
like bad ones.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's more of like a vessel for
other things
of like the bacon bits, the sour cream, the chives. Like it's more of a vessel.
Heard. I can get with that then. I'll vibe with it. I'm not gonna have any, but I'll let you order it.
You're like, hell no, I'm not on the potato skin train at all.
If you had a day of 0 responsibilities, no obligations, what would you do? How do you take care of yourself?
Okay, so I would not set an alarm, have morning coffee, like leisurely on my porch. I would have a really nice, like, I would get somebody to like cater breakfast for me or something. like have breakfast made nice and healthy. I would go to the gym. I would go to the spa, get like full on facial massage, the works, spend the day there fully relaxing. And then what else would I do? Probably come home and chill and watch some good shows.
Sweet.
Have a nice dinner.
It's a great day.
Yeah.
Fantastic day.
Mhm.
What is something that people would be surprised to know about you?
I don't actually know how many tattoos I have, but I have a lot of tattoos.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's necessarily not like something that people won't know about me because like if you meet me and I have short sleeves on, like you can kind of tell that I have
Yeah.
tattoos. But I have like my whole leg done, not my whole leg, but side of my leg. I have some on my back. I have sleeves, so maybe that's something.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
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 Pretty cool. And then lastly, what gets you out of bed every morning? What's your morning drive?
My morning drive, man. I just want to, yes, normalize alcohol for sure, but I just like want to live a life that is happy and helpful for other people. Like, I just want to have a good time. I want to experience life to the fullest. And if I can like create some kind of happiness for other people, like after they interact with me, like then that's a good day.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
Renee, go ahead now and talk to the people and tell them how to find you, where to support you, how to support you, and all the things.
Yeah, for sure. So on Instagram, I'm Hey Renee Adams. On TikTok with our Nosedive podcast, it's just Nosedive Co. Same on YouTube. And of course, you can follow and subscribe to Nosedive, the podcast, on any platform that you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, again, on YouTube. And on LinkedIn, you can find me, Renee Adams, non-elk. And that is where you can book some one-on-one time with me, or if you have any questions on how you can work with me. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Dude, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
This is so fun.
Thank you for having me. It was such a good time, which I knew it was going to be. So,
Yeah, yeah. It was a great time. So fun how it came together.
Yeah.
Didn't even discuss like how we met.
I think it was LinkedIn.
I think it was LinkedIn.
It was LinkedIn.
Ironically enough, I shat on LinkedIn, but that's where we met.
I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, but just thank you for being here. Thank you for giving me your time today. Really cool of you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Guys, I'll make sure that the links to all of the things are in the description. So if you want to support Renee, you can just scroll down and tap on the link and get to where you want to go. Thank you to Good Days 216 Co-working and Branded and Devoted Designs for supporting your morning drive. And we will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.